Hello and welcome to Asian Action Cinema. Today we take a look at the classic Shaw Brothers movie Shaolin Mantis, starring David Chiang and directed by Lau Kar Leung. Lau Kar Leung, for those that don't know, is the famous Shaw Brothers director and choreographer who made many of the top martial arts movies for the studio, such as 36th Chamber of Shaolin and Mad Monkey Kung Fu, to name just a couple. Many will also know him from Drunken Master 2 with Jackie Chan, which he directed most of but left the production before the end because of a disagreement with Jackie. Now, Lau Kar Leung was a true Hung Gar-style Kung Fu master who can trace his lineage all the way back to the legendary Wong Fei Hung. Sadly, he died in 2013 but left a fantastic legacy of excellent movies. Now, Shaolin Mantis, or Deadly Mantis as it was retitled for the USA, which is a better title as the film has nothing to do with Shaolin at all. In fact, the Chinese title is just Tong Long, which means praying mantis. The film starts with the Manchu Emperor suspecting that the wealthy Qian family are plotting against them to restore the Qings, so they send Wei Feng, played by David Chiang, to infiltrate the family by pretending to be a teacher and finding out the secrets they are hiding. Now, Wu Feng manages to get into the family circle, but after some time the young female family member Chi-Chi, who he is assigned to teach, slowly falls in love with him, and after a while they decide they want to marry, much to the dismay of the senior grandfather and patriarch of the family, Tien, played by Lau Kar Leung, who does not trust Wu Feng at all. Nobody in the family knows that Wei Feng secretly knows Kung Fu, but when Tien finally finds out who he is and what he wants, he decides to eliminate him. Wu Feng and now his wife, Chi-Chi, have to fight their way out of the household by going through a series of chambers, each with a different weapons master. Wu Feng really has to succeed with his mission, as his family is in grave danger from the Emperor, who is keeping them hostage and will behead them if he fails. He manages to escape, but at a price, as Chi-Chi is tragically killed during the battle. Now he wants revenge and still needs to get the list of rebels. After hiding away in a cave, he sees an insect fighting and then invents a new style of Kung Fu based on the insect's movements, praying mantis. He then goes back to the mansion to finish his mission, but the story has another twist up its sleeve. Now, David Chiang is one of the old school favourites of Kung Fu movie fans, from the cult classic New One-Armed Swordsman, which we will review later, to many he co-starred in with T. Leung, such as Deadly Duo and Blood Brothers. He even co-starred in the enjoyable Hammer co-production Legends of the Seven Golden Vampires with Peter Cushing. He always seemed more comfortable with a weapon in his hand rather than open-hand combat, but here, under the masterful direction of Lau Kar Leung, he looks fantastic, probably one of the best fighting performances he has ever given. Cecilia Wong is also an actress mostly known back then for her TV roles, who was not a martial artist but once again does very well in the complex fight scenes. Credit also to Lau Kar Leung, brother of the director, who gives a masterful performance as the grandfather, a supreme fighter who is brutal as well as effective when in combat. There's some great cameo performances from Norman Choi, John Chung, Lily Lee and Wilson Tong, and the action set pieces are exciting and brilliantly choreographed, as you would expect. In fact, it was co-choreographed by the director Lau and Wilson Tong. Now, Tong is known to many fans as a great villain in Kung Fu movies and was in many classics such as 36th Chamber of Shaolin and Sammo Hung's The Victim. Gordon Liu is prominent on the poster but only has a small fighting cameo at the start. I guess his image sold the movie at the time, as he was a huge star. The long takes and complex moves in the fight scenes are something you sadly just do not see in any of the current martial arts movies and are amazing to watch. The indoor sets of the mansion are fantastically designed, and although the story of the Qing dynasty clan wanting to rebel against the ruling Mings has been told many times before, in this film it's told in a totally different manner than usual, and which makes for a refreshing change. Some fans complain that the film does take a while to get going in the action department, but I think this helps the story as the characters are fully explored and you get to see the reasoning behind the plot. It is mostly story and character development until the last 40 minutes, but then it's non-stop Kung Fu action. Highlights include the battle to escape the house with many various weapons on display, as well as the final fights and the gory climax. The character development, as mentioned, is good, especially for this type of film, and the ending is a shocker and totally unexpected considering what went before. It's a complex film, where you're not sure who to root for, as the main character is really the villain of the movie, but you really want him to escape and have freedom with his new wife. The way he develops the Mantis style is great and well shot, and this is definitely one of Lau Kar Leung's best movies in my opinion. Now, it was never released in the UK at the cinema or home formats as far as I can remember. We had to rely on poor bootleg copies to see it, but yet again 88 Films comes to the rescue with a great Blu-ray release from the new 2K remaster. This was released in the UK and USA at the same time and is well worth picking up when adding to your collection. Now, to sum up, this is a great Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movie by a director at the prime of his career, and the star David Chiang gives one of his best ever fighting performances. Thanks for watching, and please do like and subscribe and support the channel. See you next time.